Let's get cracking on then, and let's meet contestant number 7. Contestant number 7 coming from Pate's Grammar School. Not a fan of fizzy drinks again? What is it with you lot in fizzy drinks? They're great. I love them. I'm addicted to Iron Brew, but there's none in Cheltenham. It's difficult to get down here. Anyway, I digress, and there's no time for that. We're going to meet our contestant number 7, and that is VRISHNI. VRISHNI, welcome to the stage. Head up the stairs there. What topic do you have in store for us?
September 23rd, 1955. The US President Dwight Eisenhower suffered a heart attack due to heart disease. 2 theories emerged. An American scientist, Keyes, declared fat was the problem, whereas a British doctor named John Yadkin believed sugar was to blame. Now, when we consume sugar, a lot of things happen in the body. When we see it, our brain releases the chemical dopamine, and when we eat it, okay, that's good. Endorphins are released, lighting up the pleasure centers in the brain, and you feel absolutely incredible. Notice the hold sugar has on you. How many of you are actually salivating now as you watch me eat this? This, however, doesn't last. Your body will go through something called sugar crash. Excessive consumption releases adrenaline, which can lead to anxiety or even panic attacks. Your body and your brain run on glucose, so if the levels are constantly fluctuating, your mental health will suffer a rapid decline. Now, once sugar enters the body, it splits into 2 parts, glucose and fructose. Glucose is efficiently converted straight into energy, and as a result, the insulin hormone is released to help. Unfortunately, the liver doesn't really have a system to process fructose, so it simply vacuums it out of the bloodstream and turns it rapidly into fat. Now, the issue here is the insulin hormone turns off fat-burning processes because it's dealing with all this glucose. This builds up as visceral fat around your stomach, and unfortunately also vital organs like your liver and your intestines. With excessive buildup, this can lead to your organs cramming close together. Obesity, heart disease, diabetes, gout, tooth decay, high blood pressure, all of these may have not even existed if it wasn't for sugar. Fructose intake affects your appetite control centers, whereas glucose affects your mood. Therefore, the more you'll consume these high sugar foods, the more you'll desire them. Not unlike smoking, drugs, and alcohol. An addiction. So, who's for some chocolate?
Well done. Fantastic. Not terrifying me at all or regretting my lunch choices in any way, shape whatsoever. Thank you for destroying my love of sugar. Anyway, let's come to the judges. Maybe Ali, can I start off with you, please?
Yeah, well done, VRISHNI. Eating on stage as well, very brave. This topic, obviously, you're passionate about it.
Very much so.
Yeah, tell us why.
Well, to start off, when I was 6 years old, there's a recurring family joke. My dad showed me a documentary about the dangers of consuming sugar excessively, and it frightened me actually very much. Partly one of the reasons is a 19-year-old boy called Larry. He consumes Mountain Dew every single day, about maybe 6 to 12 bottles a day, which is maybe 12 cans, I'd assume. And his tooth decay was very, very bad, and that frightened me as a kid. Later on, during this, while my dad was showing me, he was getting very into healthy eating. So he purchased a cereal called Fruit and Fiber, which generally sounds healthy, right? He had an app that showed you how many sugar cubes were in certain products in the supermarket. You wouldn't expect this. 30 sugar cubes or more. We've laughed at him every single day, and he can confirm. So ever since that, once FameLab was sort of promoted in my school, and once we heard about it, and we were sort of researching what we wanted to do in our science class, I was hungry, so I picked up a snack bar, and I decided to look at the label, and it reminded me of that time. So it's just been amazing to talk about something and just share the awareness of really what's past that label.
Okay, excellent. And maybe Daniel, could I come to you for another question, please?
Yeah. So sugar, diabetes, obesity clearly is a problem that we're dealing with today. What do you think we can do as a society, maybe from a government level or whatever level, to target diabetes and sugar consumption in kids and people? What do you think we could do? Practical steps.
Well, this was actually already tried. For example, in an Aboriginal community, in their shops, Coca-Cola was one of the most prominent places that they were selling their product to, and it had turned out that they have decided to get rid of all sugary products from their supermarket, and they implemented a situation called Maiwiru, which means good food. So they hired a nutritionist to help educate the children and everyone had ceased dying premature death like they were previously with all the sugar that they consumed in their bodies, not just from fizzy drinks, but many stuff. For example, if you eliminated products in a supermarket with the amount of sugar, you'd only have 20% of the products left. Essentially, with Maiwiru, everything was going amazing. People weren't dying premature death, everyone was being educated, kids were eating their vegetables. Unfortunately, the government slashed their fund. My question is why? So we've already seen that this has been implemented and it's been working, but what I want to know is why the government would slash their funding when society was benefiting from this.
Thank you.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you very much. Your ordeal is now over. You can take your chocolate, maybe share the... No, they don't want any. You can head back down the stairs. Well done. Thank you very much for sharing.